Can you read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K Williams is all about.
Simon Newton claims he had to issue refunds after an unruly passenger forced him to end a whale-watching tour early. Aaron Hauser says he was just making a video with his friends, and Mr. Newton overreacted.
Mr. Newton, I see you are suing the defendant for $1,788. Tell us why we're in court today.
We are in court today because, as you have just said, Your Honor, I'm suing Mr. Hauser for $1,788. I operate the Watch Whales With Us whale watching and sightseeing adventure tour.
Okay.
And due to his actions, I had to bring a boat back without getting my customers to see the whales because he and two of his friends were misbehaving and causing safety hazards on a recent tour last July.
Oh, wow. So you, this is your company that you run?
I'm the owner-operator. I've done this for
Excellent.
15 years.
How did this gentleman end up on your boat to begin with?
Well, we advertise. We advertise with flyers like this.
Okay, go ahead and give all your evidence, sir, to my bailiff.
All of your evidence that
Yeah,
you
everything in your folder, please, so I can review.
Okay, the folder.
Oh, okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
We operate, we circulate these flyers widely throughout Monterey. We also have a shack along Fisherman's Wharf in Monterey, and we have a person posted near that shack trying to rope in, you know.
So that's how you get your clients?
That's how we get our clients.
Okay.
He contacted me, and he and two of his friends wanted to celebrate his birthday out on the waves.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. He asked if he could bring champagne. We actually sell beer, soft drinks, and snacks.
So that's part of your business model?
That's part of our business model.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he was bringing champagne, and he wanted to have some mimosas, and understanding.
You accommodated that?
We accommodated it completely.
Okay.
And
Great.
he brought that on with our permission. And it was, I wanted it to be a very pleasant birthday celebration.
So where did it go left, Mr. Newton?
Well, it went bad because they, as you see, safety is one of the...
Yeah, I do see this contract. So you have all of your passengers read and sign this agreement prior to even getting out into the water.
Exactly.
Okay.
Our emphasis is, of course, a family activity, and of prime importance has to be safety.
Sure.
And
well, because the stakes are so high. You're in the. To me, you know, Mother Nature. That, you know, this is their earth. We're just living in it. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Your Honor. And we have children. In fact, on this boat, we had several children, ages maybe under 10.
So, Mr. Hauser, so the point of this excursion, this nice day of whale watching on the water for you and your two friends was to celebrate your birthday, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
correct.
and I heard that you submitted a video to the court for us to see?
I did, yeah. The first 15 minutes
Let's
or so.
see this right quick from the defendant so we can all get a sense as to what we're looking at here. Okay. Okay, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, right?
I liked it.
I like it.
was good.
Okay, so this was something on social media?
Yeah. That was my friend Jody and my friend Luke. We were out just celebrating.
Okay. So you were 3 of the 20-ish passengers on this boat for this excursion?
Correct, yeah.
And Mr. Newton says that he approved you guys bringing your champagne, having your mimosa toast, and this sounds like all very lovely. Where did this go wrong in your opinion, sir?
Yeah, so I think that, so when we were filming the video, Mr. Newton came up and asked, hey, you know, when you're done with the video, can we keep it down? We don't want to scare the whales or anything like that.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I was like, yeah, of course. So, like I said, it took about 15 minutes to film the video. After that, we just kind of relaxed, but there was one instance when we were kind of in open waters where I went to use the bathroom, and I was coming out of the bathroom.
Oh, on the boat.
On the boat,
Oh,
correct.
honey, I didn't know where. I didn't know where you was going, Mr. Hauser. I said, I don't know if Mother Nature's gonna like that.
Yes,
okay.
no, my bad.
On the boat.
There was a restroom on the boat,
Okay.
and as I was coming out of the restroom, the door slammed behind me. I think it was the wind,
Okay.
and that's when Mr. Newton's assistant or first mate got upset, and then shortly after that, Mr. Newton announced that we were going to turn the boat around.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
And you've got these little kids, and some of them, some of them might be from, inland and never, Iowa or somewhere like that, never been in the ocean, live on the open ocean.
Yeah.
And you wanted people to be safe.
And later,
I terminated my caregiving agreement. I walked into her house, and this is what I saw.
What is this?
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Simon Newton, who brought Aaron Hauser to court for disrupting his whale watching tour.
Well, this was after they'd been advised several times to...
The defendant and his two friends.
Yeah, to tone down their celebration. Again, we expected them to shoot a social media video, and for the first 10 minutes or so, as you know, from Fisherman's Wharf to the breakwater, the water's extremely calm. There's no chance to spot whales, though you do have, sea lions and otters. But I figured I'd cut that at the end,
Okay.
because they were doing their video,
Okay.
and we're trying to arrange for this birthday party to be a success.
Right.
But when you hit the breakwater, you're in open ocean.
So at that point, you wanted him and the friends to sit down and just kind of chill out?
Well, not sit down, but they can stand at the rails and.
But you didn't want the filming. You didn't want them producing
Filming.
content at that point.
No, because that's, again, it was distracting, particularly, again, to me and my crew, my first mate. And we were hoping that we would be able to do our normal presentation about the history of Monterey Bay, the settlement, the
So there's a little bit of a
aquatic
lecture component here. It sounds like there's like an educational part.
life. Yeah, you see that from my brochure.
I do see that from the brochure. So, oh yeah, it literally says educational experience. You are correct, sir.
And
Go ahead.
And there's singing and dancing and celebrating was making it difficult for other passengers to
Engage in the educational part.
engage in the educational part. Particularly, I was concerned because the ocean was rather choppy that day.
Right.
And I wanted to be able to both concentrate on the educational component, but most importantly,
The safety.
safety,
Okay.
and particularly when that door to the bathroom slammed, and you've got these little kids, and some of them might be from, inland and never, Iowa or somewhere like that, never been in the ocean, live on the open ocean.
Yeah.
And you wanted people to be safe.
Okay, and then I see here, you two are communicating in this piece of evidence. This is you, Mr. Newton, speaking to the defendant. This weekend you took part in our whale watching tours. As I mentioned to you, that tour was cut short. You and your group impacted the trip greatly. After corresponding with other guests, we decided to refund each passenger. Because of the contract you signed, you are liable to pay for your actions. You owe the company $1,788. That's the amount of your claim here today that you guys need to repay. If I don't get a response, I'll have to take you to court. You do respond. Mr. Hauser, you say, I think what you're asking is ridiculous. You chose to turn the boat around. I didn't hear any passengers complaining. We were having fun, making a little video. You cannot actually expect us to pay you back. It was your decision to end our whale watching 30 minutes into the trip, and your decision to refund everybody. Don't put this on us. Is it true, sir, that you ended the trip just 30 minutes into it?
Because it takes about 10, 12 minutes to hit the breakwater.
Yeah.
And So you have to double that, 10, 12 minutes coming back. So
Okay.
that's 24 minutes. And then so we would have been out on the open water maybe 5 or 10 minutes, at which point I had repeatedly advised them to calm down. My first mate was on the radio with other whale-watching boats, attempting to figure out a course
Right.
to go find the whales. And they just kept their partying going on. And one warning after another. And so about 5 to 10 minutes into the open ocean, I made the difficult decision because I wanted people to be safe.
Yeah.
And that's the prime, when you're operating a boat on the open ocean.
Yeah, safety first.
Safety has to be prime.
It does. Mr. Hauser, what do you have to say about all this? He's painting a picture that you and your friends were such a ruckus after him trying to accommodate some of your requests. He gave you an inch, you took a mile. You were so horrific and poorly behaved that you cost this man almost $2,000 in refunds to his other guest who did expect a certain experience.
Yeah, and like I said in my email, I think it's ridiculous. You know, it took us about 15 minutes to shoot that short video, and you know, you saw it. We weren't really being ruckus. We were just enjoying, you know, taking off from the harbor.
Sure.
And he told us, hey, when you're done with this video, can you keep it down? And after that, we obliged.
You did oblige that. All right, the court's ready to rule here. When you run a business, as you know,
Yep.
it is your obligation and your obligation alone to ensure a customer experience to your paying customers. I don't know that based off of just this video, if this is representative of the behavior, the energy, the vibes, for lack of a better term, if this is indicative of what the defendant and his friends were doing, I don't know that I'm categorizing this as disruptive. The court is not particularly convinced. Now, it could be the case, sir, that there were other behaviors, other activities that were more egregious than this, but you have not provided that proof to the court today. So I can only go on what I'm seeing. Therefore, this court will be dismissing the plaintiff's case. That's my ruling.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I really do believe that his people should have been behaving better.
I apologize if it got a little out of hand, but I don't think it was unreasonable.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
What is this even saying? Something
It
that
says
looks
like
war?
poisoner, abuser, liar,
I see con.
con.
This is Equal Justice. Jamie Hunter claimed she left her job as a caregiver after she learned a destructive squatter was living in her employer's home. Helen Gray says Miss Hunter didn't fulfill her contract, so she doesn't deserve a dime.
Ms. Hunter, I see you are suing for $360. Tell me why you are in court today.
Your Honor, I am in court today because Helen hired me for caregiving services, and she did not pay me the remainder of the amount that she owes.
Okay, and were you caregiving to Ms. Grace or to a loved one of hers?
To Ms. Grace directly.
Okay.
She hired me on a 2-month period to just be with her while she slept, as that was our agreement, and that she would pay me weekly $720.
Okay, and so why are you suing for $360?
Because the last week that I was there, I was not able to complete my week based on circumstances that were going on within her home. And so I still feel like I'm entitled to the weekly pay that we agreed on. We never agreed on an hourly amount. It was always a weekly rate.
Okay, and do you have a contract, ma'am?
I do have a
Okay,
contract.
go ahead and give my bailiff all of the folder of all of your evidence, ma'am. Thank you. I can take a look at what we've got going on. Thank you. Okay, I do see a caregiving agreement between the ladies. Now, what am I looking at here, ma'am? Let's see for the courtroom to see here on the plasma, these two photos. This looks a hot mess. What is this, ma'am?
So what you're looking at is the reason that I terminated my caregiving agreement with the plaintiff. I walked into her house on Thursday morning, and this is what I saw.
What is this?
It is a bedroom door, I'm assuming. We never went into these bedrooms. We didn't access that part of the house.
What is this even saying? Something
It
that looks
says
like war?
poisoner, abuser, liar,
I see con.
Con,
Coming up on Equal Justice.
it is a shattered mirror, and they were, they were right next to each other. It was frightening.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a dispute between Jamie Hunter and her former employer, Helen Grace, over withheld wages.
I mean, after I took the picture, I just kind of scurried away because it's
I
scary.
mean, this is very scary. Yeah, this is very unnerving. Okay, and let's see the other photo. Okay, so this is a broken mirror. What is this?
Yeah, it is a shattered mirror, and they were, they were right next to each other. It was frightening.
Okay, Miss Grace, what are we looking at here?
A hot mess.
Yes. I would agree.
I've been living with this for 3 years.
Okay.
I was helping out a friend who said that this woman needed a place to stay for a month. And I allowed
your home?
In my home.
Okay.
So in this room, actually.
Okay.
Well, she was a hoarder and wouldn't leave.
Oh, she started off as a hoarder and turned into a squatter.
Squatter is what she turned into. So for 3 years, I've been trying.
For 3 years?
For 3 years, I've been
Miss
trying to get her
Grace.
out of my house.
Okay.
So I have had other people come and stay with me. She's never done anything like this before. She would just stay in her room and she would, I don't know how she existed, really. But I never saw her except through legal papers and things like that. So I had hired this woman to be with me. And I said 2 months.
Okay.
Jamie.
Yes,
and
this woman, yeah.
we really got along well for the first 2 weeks. It was very nice. And then on the third week, she was doing some gardening, and she saw the back window open of a part of the house we don't go to, namely that part.
Oh.
It's not that I saw the window open. The window was closed every time I went back there. I was doing some gardening for her, and the garden is kind of adjacent to the backyard, so you'd walk around the side of the house to get to the backyard.
And just so we're all clear, this is a very expansive property, it sounds like, Miss Grace. This is almost like you don't have to be modest. It's okay. You did this America. You're supposed to do good. So the intention was for Jamie here to never see or have to engage with that.
Ever.
And then what did you feel or do next?
It escalated. As the days passed, more things started happening.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
So what did you tell her exactly?
I said exactly what I told you. I said, I didn't want to tell you right away because she's never, ever done anything. I just said, I just don't want you to freak out.
But she did freak out.
She totally freaked out.
And also, I think it's reasonable that anybody seeing that crazy, as you self-described, a hot mess, would freak out.
It was scary.
I totally agree.
Right. Here's the thing. In this courtroom, we don't pay for unserved work. So you chose to not go to work 2 days.
Correct.
So as far as this court is concerned, you forfeited your payment for those 2 days. You don't show up for work, you don't get paid. Plaintiff's case is dismissed. That's my ruling.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Any final thoughts for each other?
I'm just sorry it ended this way. I really liked you, Jamie.
I wish you would have just told me that you had someone in your house.
I don't know.
You've had your day in court. Please follow me.
Thank you. Thank you.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.